Hey everybody, and welcome back to Talk Norwich City. Jack here. I hope you guys are all doing very well indeed, and I'm sure you are, because the news today that Billy Gilmour is set to sign for Norwich City with a medical coming later this week. Yes, of course, we're talking about Chelsea's Billy Gilmour, and hopefully, if the medical all goes well, he will be in yellow and green next season. This is a man who has had a brilliant, and I mean brilliant, few months. He was the man of the match for Scotland against England in Euro 2020, that famous draw for Scotland. He has a Champions League winners medal, and now he looks set to be linking up with Daniel Farke. Now, apparently there was other interest in Billy Gilmour from fellow Premier League clubs, but it looks like Norwich City will be the club that gets Gilmour's signature on the contract for next season. Now, I suspect that's very much to do with the fact that Daniel Farke and Thomas Tuchel are very good friends. They've worked together before and they know each other well. Billy Gilmour will be coming into a Norwich City side who, yes, will be struggling down near the bottom of the table. I think that's a given. But at least Thomas Tuchel knows that the development of Billy Gilmour will be there under Daniel Farke. This is the big thing with loan deals, right? They are very finely balanced, and both clubs want good things from the player. Sometimes they don't work out, sometimes they do, but you want to be going into it with minimal risk. And I think in this situation with Gilmour, both clubs can go into it knowing that they can hopefully get the best out of Gilmour. For Norwich City, it's a classy midfielder who's played over 20 times for Chelsea, has played in the European Championships and played well in the European Championships, and played at a very high level for Chelsea. I mean, he's young, he's hungry, and he's got something to prove as well. That's the big thing. It's interesting that Chelsea have chose to loan him out. I suspect that he would have got game time at Chelsea this season under Tuchel, but let's not forget, this is a man who's still young, who's still learning, and he has very good players ahead of him at Chelsea. For Norwich City, this is a really good bit of business, because you look at the squad at the moment. We've already lost Emi Buendia. It's very unlikely that we're going to be getting Oliver Skipp back on loan. Max Aarons, there's still speculation around his future. So at the current moment of speaking, the squad is arguably weaker than it was in the Championship, and we're going into a Premier League campaign that looks more difficult than ever. We're coming up with two sides that look fairly stable, with money to spend in Brentford and in Watford, and an established set of clubs above us. You look at the likes of Crystal Palace, who many people are touting with being in and around the relegation zone. They've still got Wilfried Zaha, they've got Benteke, they've got a manager, well, they haven't got a manager yet, but I'm sure they will be bringing in a manager who knows exactly how to keep teams in the Premier League, and with a significantly larger budget than Norwich City. With Kante, Jorginho and Kovacic ahead of Gilmour, it seems a wise move from Chelsea as well. We had Dan Childs on and Eunice, two Chelsea YouTubers and Chelsea fans on last week, and they seem really optimistic about Billy Gilmour for his future at Chelsea, but that means good things and good things only for what we'll be seeing with him in a Norwich shirt. So medical set for this week. Of course, he's still in isolation. Billy Gilmour, of course, tested positive for COVID-19 during the Euros, which meant that he missed the final game of their group stages, where they lost to Croatia and got knocked out of the tournament. I'm sure he'll be devastated about that. But regular Premier League football on the horizon for Billy Gilmour is something that can only be positive. Of course, we made two other signings last week, with Angus Gunn and Milo Rashica coming into Norwich City. Big money spent on Rashica, close to £10 million. The Angus Gunn deal initially worth £2.5 million, rising with add-ons. Both of them transfers I'm very happy with, both for different reasons. It looks likely that Angus Gunn will be the number 2 to Tim Krul. I think Angus will be happy with that. Tim Krul isn't getting any younger. Couple more years, Angus might be the number 1. And as well as that, it's a very demanding season in the Premier League, and there may well be opportunity for Angus Gunn to take that number 1 shirt. I thought he was very impressive when he was at last at Norwich City. This is it for him now. He's back home, something to prove after a fairly frustrating few years for him, and we've got a really good deal. Let's not forget, just a few seasons ago, he was £13 million worth of talent. We've picked him up for an initial £2.5 million. Milo Rashica is a fascinating signing, coming in from Werder Bremen, just under £10 million. The Bundesliga pundits are raving about this chap. Now, being touted as the replacement for Emi Buendia, I think we can all agree that Emi Buendia isn't directly replaceable. But if this man can get firing like he did a couple of seasons ago, then we've got a really good bit of talent on our hands there. So things are hotting up for Norwich City now. Rashica and Gunn through the door. It looks like Billy Gilmour will be signing later this week. Lots happening, and we need lots to happen. We need to strengthen this side, and hopefully the interest goes away with Max Aaron's Tottenham, the latest club being linked with him. I think that one's going to rumble on for the rest of this summer. Let me know what you think about Billy Gilmour. Do you think he can replace Oliver Skipp? Are you happy with it, or would you have liked to seen us go for someone else? Let us know down in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching. So much more Norwich City content coming your way, and I can't wait to bring it to you. Thanks very much for watching, and see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.